face and start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the woods.
Hot damn!
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And I'm Carter Glasscock.
And welcome to 2020, motherfuckers.
Yeehaw.
This is our first show of the year, and boy, what a start to a year already. Without any further ado, we've got two of my favorite people in comedy, two of my favorite people in life.
Anna Valenzuela.
I'm Stuart Thompson.
Hey now, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
We're good.
Yeah,
We'll give that couple answer like, we're good. Oh my God, we had such a good day together. Oh my God, we had lunch.
We took a walk.
We're just like two people that are duct taped together.
How's everybody's New Year so far? Is everybody settling in, or is everybody terrified of World War III?
I feel like I'm past drafting age, so I feel like
that's true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not. They could come for us, right? But here's the thing: is like I come from trauma. I am third generation trailer trash. I've been fighting since I was a kid. My back is bad, so I can't run from it. So I kind of have to. I have to stand my ground and like fight those nuclear warheads. I think I can do it.
I assume I'm just going to be in a room playing video games that'll just send drones to people's homes. I assume I'm going to be Ender and just.
Oh no! Does that make me Valentine? That's weird.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's
There's
okay.
three people listening to this who just got so rock hard from for some Orson Scott Card references.
Oh God,
Orson Scott hard.
Oh, he would hate that because he is extremely Mormon.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Anna and Stuart, you guys just went to Asia on a trip, and
Yes.
When did you guys? When were y'all over there?
We were in Southeast Asia in the first 2 weeks of October of last year.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What was the purpose of the visit? And how long were you there?
Lady boys.
We'll get to those, but there's we went for comedy. I have a comedian friend who was living in Malaysia for the last 2 years. He's back now in LA, but he had told me about his time out there and said there was places where we could perform stand-up, and so we arranged a trip, and he connected us with some folks, and we got to perform in Singapore, Thailand, the Philippines, and Malaysia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. In that very confusing order. If you have a map out, you're like, why were they going back and forth to the same tip of the continent over and over and over again? I don't know.
If I can get this humble brag out of the way immediately, as someone who's also been to Southeast Asia before, yes, in-country flights pretty cheap, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Once you get there, it's not too expensive to get around.
The major cost is the weird food on each flight, which you get like a full meal.
What's the weird food on the flights?
Man.
On Air Asia, it was always some sort of fried rice dish of some kind.
Okay.
And on Philippine Air, we took...
The pumpkin fried rice being the best from Thailand. That one was...
Okay. A little seasonal. It's their... Yeah.
That was their pumpkin spice
Pumpkin
latte.
spice. Pumpkin rice. Yeah.
Pumpkin rice latte.
Yeah. And Stuart did this crazy thing where he booked us always, because he likes to sit in the middle seat, and he didn't want me to like sit in the...
I like to sit on the aisle.
Or not the middle.
I was about to say, why?
Pardon me. It's been a long day. He likes to sit in the aisle. I like to sit in the, really anywhere. I'm fine, because if I'm next to him, I can lean on him, but he also doesn't want me to lean on him the entire flight. So he would...
Bad boyfriend.
He would, so he would put himself in the aisle and me in the window seat and some random uncomfortable person in the middle.
Okay, so I know this move. Real quick, I want to say I know this move. The move is you put the two people you know on either side and you leave a middle seat, and hopefully if there's a solo passenger, they will choose somewhere else that's not the middle in between two people. That's the idea.
It's the old Southwest trick.
That shit has never paid off for me. Not once, never.
I just know no one likes the middle seat, so I figured I would do her a kindness and not give her that.
Okay, all right.
I know there's the leaning thing that is sometimes more important, but I was like, I know I don't like the middle seat. Why would I do this to someone I care about?
But the best part would always be the like horrified Asian person between us who would figure out we were together. They'd be like,
You both grab a knee of his.
basically like, you're with us now.
We've always been looking for a third.
Oh, so you wouldn't actually move. Usually the move is you get an aisle seat, a window seat, leave the middle open, and then if someone takes it, you offer to switch with them and give the other one. But you guys would just sit there.
Yep.
And talk over this person, or
sometimes I would get an aisle seat for each of us, but just sort of like with the aisle in between us.
Which is extremely dicey on the Philippine Air flights. Because on Philippine Air, that's a bus for Filipinos and incel white dudes from the U.S.
Oh God, yeah.
So I was an unattended brown woman on a Philippine Air flight, and man, did I feel those eyes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we were the only non-Filipino people on that flight. If
Okay.
I remember correctly.
And the food on Philippine Air.
Yeah, what is it?
Man, I have a joke I can't quite make work about it, which is funny. So I'm not going to do the
That's
whole
what podcasts are for.
Yes! So there is okay, so there's 2 menus on a Philippine Air flight, and they also feed you every, I don't know,
90 minutes?
90 minutes of
Wow.
a 14-hour flight, which is the most Filipino shit you could possibly
Where
do
were
to
y'all
a person.
wait, where were you, did y'all fly Philippine Air from Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did you know that so the Philippine Air Terminal in Los Angeles is in a part of the Tom Bradley Terminal that doesn't feel like it's supposed to exist.
Uh-huh.
Like it's the platform 9.5.
It's where they're putting in that celebrity terminal they're always talking about.
Exactly. Except for instead of celebrities, there's just like 3,000 Filipino people just like all in one place and a gang of awkward white dudes and me and Stuart.
Okay.
So another awkward two more awkward white dudes actually.
I was just glad to be spoken for.
There was when they asked everybody to line up to get onto the plane, they made like a gigantic circle, and I watched the and I don't say this like as a knock to anybody. This is not a racist observation. I have so much respect. I have so much respect for a culture that like looked at a flight attendant who like the federal government slightly is given jurisdiction to and said basically, no, we're not getting in a line, bitch. We're getting in a circle. Figure it out. And I fucking loved it. Oh, it's so great.
So many wheelchairs. There were dozens upon dozens of the oldest people
80
going
pre-boards.
home to die, I assume.
Pre-boards, and they all look like they were so old. They all look like sea turtles in a wheelchair.
Oh no!
There was one woman who, because you have to take like 2 buses. You have to like take a bus to get to this terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those planes where like most flights within the U.S. you walk on the jetway and it takes you to the plane. You're not walking on any tarmac.
Right.
This we had to take a bus from
tarmac,
the terminal to one of these planes just in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, so you guys are like the Beatles. Like you got on the plane on the tarmac.
Yeah,
Wow.
we were getting ready to do Ed Sullivan, Filipino style.
Oh my gosh. I feel like there is a Filipino Ed Sullivan.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah. So then we flew Philippine Air, and there was also a baby a couple aisles ahead of us that had like, he had like an Apple Watch and like a full Adidas tracksuit with a gold chain. I was like, what is this baby Bruno Mars doing up on this plane?
A star is born, indeed.
A star is born. He had swag too. He was like winking at me like, hey girl. I was like, oh my God, my uterus. So
I need one of those.
I need one of those.
I need my own DJ Khaled, baby.
Yo, do you follow DJ Khaled's kid on Instagram?
No.
Stop everything.
What?
Follow DJ Khaled's kid on Instagram.
No.
I'm gonna find it right now.
Is it worse?
Is it J.R. Khaled? Is that what it is?
No. It's,
Baby Khaled?
oh my God, I hope it's Baby Khaled. Let's see here.
Why?
What is it?
I didn't know that DJ Khaled's child is old enough to operate an Instagram.
No, obviously someone like a PR. He's not taking selfies. or anything.
Okay. So it's
No.
DJ Khaled is doing this.
It's
probably.
an 18-month-old baby with an Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I
with
thought. I thought.
millions of followers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just live your life. Live your life.
Christ, okay.
Just get into it. Lean in. It's 2020. Get a TikTok. Watch people talk for their dog.
Please tell me
right.
that kid also gets lost on a jet ski somewhere in Miami Harbor. but it's
Yeah.
like a mini jet ski.
For real, there's jet ski stuff.
Oh,
Like he's
Christ.
really adorable. There's like him on a yacht. It's like a baby on a yacht wearing like baby Yeezys. It's adorable.
I'm very excited for Baby. I'm on a boat. I'm just.
It's amazing.
I say, bring on World War III.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know. It's
Yeah.
let's do it. So yeah, on Philippine Air they have. So there was this baby, and then so the food. So there's a Filipino menu, which it's weird because at the beginning of the trip I would take 2 bites of anything that was served to me on a plane and just be like, hard no, guys, hard no, and just put it down. But by the end, my brain switched over to the weird chemicals they must put in it that makes you want to eat it, and I was like eating it toward the end.
MSG?
Yeah, all the MSG.
Yeah, a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, a lot of sausages, a lot of.
But then there's an American menu.
That sounds great. I don't.
It's good.
Okay.
But then there's the American menu.
All right.
And the American menu has Salisbury steak for every meal.
Okay.
Just in different iterations. So it's like
All right.
Salisbury steak and rice. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Salisbury steak and pasta. Weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Gives you sort of that.
like a beef stroganoff sort of
gives you a
situation.
stroganoff situation. But where I flipped out was beef stroganoff on an omelet. Get the fuck out of here, Philippine Air. Is that what you think of us? How dare you? How dare you?
Wait, Salisbury steak on an omelet?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
I don't know. Is it good though? It's not good.
They do strange things in the Philippines.
Yeah, have you been to a Jollibee?
I love
Yeah,
Jollibee.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Jollibee's good.
They give you
First off-
gravy with the chicken.
Yeah.
They do.
Jollibee is the king of the Philippines. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Hardcore competitor with like McDonald's and Burger
Oh, yeah.
King. It's like it's those two and
Yeah,
then Jollibee.
But not
Wow.
better than 7-Eleven.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we got to talk about that. Oh my God. Okay.
Real quick, if people are listening and they don't live in Los Angeles or somewhere with a damn Jollibee, Jollibee is the fast food giant of the Philippines.
Yes.
And America has been blessed with about 7 locations, most of which are in this neighborhood.
Yeah, most of them are in Filipino town in Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah.
I live 5 minutes from one, and it
yeah.
was very strange that like nothing had changed from our.
Yeah.
The whole menu just makes you go, what the fuck? Why would you eat
Except
hot
for
dogs and spaghetti?
Yeah. You're like fried chicken. Okay, fried chicken and rice. All right, I'll try it. And spaghetti. Like spaghetti as a side. Like this is
Spaghetti
fucking
on
ridiculous.
everything.
Yeah.
And the bee itself is like a real true,
Yeah,
I think.
their mascot is a bee.
Yeah, it's a bee in a full minstrel show outfit. You know,
God.
like he has some of that like early minstrel show look to him.
Yeah, like WB Frog kind of.
yeah.
This bee is in blackface.
That's Michigan J Frog Carter. Is his
Michigan
name. He
J.
has a
Frog.
name.
I can't tell if he's like a baseball player from the 20s, the bee, or if he's like
Wasn't he wearing
if
like
he's
a
in a
chef
b-boy
cap
crew
or something?
Yeah, he's wearing a chef hat, but he's also wearing like knickerbockers. It's like-
Yeah, he's got spats and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Either
yeah.
way, he is 100% your body type, babe. Because he's all booty and legs.
Oh, yeah.
And then like not
He's
so
all
much-
abdomen.
He's just like, what's up, girl? I got a badunkadunk. Like he's real cute.
Not a lot of thorax.
I was about to say minimal thorax. Yeah,
Big ass head.
Yeah.
big ass head.
So we flew into Singapore. Do you guys want to go like chronologically?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So we flew into Singapore by way of Manila because it was Philippine Air.
On Philippine Air, yeah.
Yeah, and we get there, and the Singapore airport is the craziest and best airport in the world.
So go.
Here's why.
Yeah,
because they have this thing that the whole thing is centered around. It's called the Jewel, and it's like it's high end shopping. You know, they have Starbucks, they have boba, they have Cartier. They also have like
Cardi B.
I like how you said a high end, and then you go.
They also have
Louis Vuitton store. They have-
it's like Rodeo Drive
At the
inside
airport?
of an airport.
Okay, yeah.
I like how you said a high end, and you're like Starbucks, boba.
Oh, well, Starbucks in Asia is different too. Like
Yeah.
they have a way different menu.
Yeah, and it's all and also
all tea-based.
compared to the other stuff that you could find in certain parts of Asia, that's a big deal. It's like everything is about brand names, and so if you have Starbucks, if you have Nikes, if you have Supreme shirts, you're winning. It's a big brand name thing over there.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't do a whole lot of shopping on the when we got there, but we did it all on the way back. And then Singapore is a lot of new money. It's all very developed. Within the last like 10 or 20 years.
I mean, the main thing I know of Singapore, outside of just random bits of culture that you pick up here and there, is of course corporal punishment for people who litter and do graffiti.
Yeah.
Singapore probably most famous for the guy who went there and sprayed some graffiti on the wall and then got beaten with a cane in the early 90s by the government. Yeah.
In March, news a Singapore court had sentenced an 18-year-old American to 6 strokes with a bamboo cane swept round the world.
This is the first I've heard of it. I'll look into it.
And Michael Fay, who insists he was tortured into confessing that he spray-painted cars, was instantly caught in the middle of a raging debate.
Yes, says one. People should be responsible for their actions. Let the vandal take his beating, says another.
If anybody just put themselves in this position, I don't think anybody would want their kid or someone close to them to be beaten with a cane.
After President Clinton personally appealed for leniency, Singapore reduced the sentence from 6 lashes to 4. But that wasn't much consolation for Michael Fay.
I was bent over halfway. I mean, my back was bent in a 90 degree, and I was cuffed, buckled like this. And he's whipping it as he's going on each step. And
you hear the whip?
And yes, I can. Mm-hmm. And on the third step, he strikes, and he cuts open your buttocks. And there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain.
Throughout the incident, Singapore insisted its strict laws made it one of the safest nations on earth.
Yeah.
That was a famous story. It was covered by Weird Al Yankovic in his song Headline News, which is a parody of by the Crash Test Dummies. Okay. So that's what I know of Singapore, y'all.
Does it go? Headline news. Does that how it goes?
No, he just does the but he starts out as once there was this guy who took a trip to Singapore and brought along his spray paint, and when he finally came back, he had cane marks all over his bottom.
His bottom, yeah.
Yeah,
It's for the
Weird Al.
kids. It's for the kids.
It's Weird Al's for the kids.
Clearly a radio edit.
No, it's Weird Al, baby. Weird Al. And
Over his silly whittle bottom.
Weird Al and Wu-Tang are both for the kids.
I actually came back with pretty much cane marks all over my body. Here's what happened. So, the inside the Jewel, so inside that like Rodeo Drive part, there is
I love that it's just at the airport.
Yeah, people ask you when you're in Singapore proper, which is an impressive town. Like Crazy Rich Asians is a documentary. That is not a fictional story.
Yeah.
All of that is true. It's California expensive.
Yeah.
It's because you want to check your currency exchange as you go, and it's pretty much the same as California. So you don't really want to spend a lot of money in Singapore. You want to go do stuff.
Yeah.
And so when we were in Singapore, inside the Jewel, there's this really great. You can walk on so the Jewel's this big, huge thing, right? And inside of it, there is a waterfall that there's
stuff.
this
like an infinity pool.
With an infinity pool, and it sucks down into the bottom of the Jewel and shoots up the glass and then falls back down. So you don't actually see how the water is getting the fuck up there. It looks like magic.
Whoa.
And then there's just people just sitting there chilling out looking at this man-made waterfall. And then there's it's like a butterfly garden. So there's just butterflies living in the airport. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And above that, there is a topiary garden. And it's basically a giant bounce house. So it's like a bouncing cage above the thing so you can go bounce. But that one has like certain time amounts that you can do.
Yeah.
And that's the one we really wanted to do, but we didn't have the time. So we did the walk-on one, which you're not supposed to bounce on.
Or run on.
But the problem is I have...
so it's just like an inflatable surface that you're supposed to walk around on?
It's a net.
It's a net made of metal and fucking like boat rope. It's like
Seems like the most glorious death trap. Yeah.
But it's 5 stories up.
So you walk on it, and you're just like, oh, we'll send you some pictures. I still have pictures in my phone.
I'm having trouble picture. I'm just imagining, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to walk and not bounce.
That's very much what it's like. And so we kind of go up there, and we're not little kids, so they don't like bring an attendant up there to like, and it's only like
monitor you.
And it took me forever to get there because I got stuck on an endless bidet. Like there was this incredible bidet that like warmed your butt, but for some reason, warm water just makes me continue to pee over and over and over again. And so I was just like losing my body weight in water, and I was like, I gotta turn the bidet off and get off this fucking bidet. And so then we like crawl over to the thing, and we crawl on it, and old ADHD spazbot over here, Stuart's all careful and like, you know, because he's got them big spider legs, so he's got to be careful. And I go just spider monkeying up onto a ridge on this like thing, and I could tell. So the nice thing about doing, I did martial arts for a long time, and the nice thing about that is I know how to fall and I know where to fall. So I know I'm going to eat shit. Yeah. I'm losing my balance. There's no graceful way to come down. So I just land on my biggest meats, which is my ass meats. Yeah. And Stuart knows all about that because that's where he almost took his leg off skiing.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that. So I just spin around and I let my butt hit it, and then I slide down, and my hand kind of braces me. And before I know it, there's this little Singapore guy. He comes up and he's like checking my hands to make sure I'm not bleeding. He's checking my body to make sure I'm fine. And I'm like, I'm okay. And I look at Stuart dead in the eye and I go, that just fucked me up bad. I don't know what's wrong with me, but something's wrong with me. Ooh. And when we got on our flight back, because this was on our returning flight, when we got on our flight back, I peeled off my knockoff tracksuit I bought, and I was...
You got it off the baby.
We got it. I stole it from the baby.
Yeah, he had a store.
We had a storefront in Chatuchuk Market.
We haggled for it.
Yeah, we haggled for it. That was a sweet deal. Baby's naked.
He's a hard bargain.
Yeah, very tough. So then so I peel off these pants. I look into the mirror, and it looked like a FetLife profile. I was black and blue on both sides, all the way to my knee. And I was just like, it was comically bruised. Yeah. It was very funny.
Yeah. It looked like I had beaten her with only roundhouse kicks to the hip.
Yeah, it looked like I'd been caned, which was funny. I did, I have allergies, and in Singapore, the first thing you notice when you're in Southeast Asia, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is the brutal humidity.
Yeah. Yes.
Which I'm okay with. I like being hot. I don't mind a little sweat trickling down my
You're like right there on the equator. Yeah. So.
And so I kept having to like hawk a loogie.
Yeah.
And at one point I hawked one into a bush, and people looked at me like, this bitch gonna die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they had
yeah.
a crazy look on their face.
Well, it's now I'm just kind of imagining if they catch you sticking gum on a stop sign, or spray painting something, that instead of caning you, they now just throw you down on the death metal net at the airport.
They should actually. That would save them a lot of money.
At least in like Thailand, like, because I don't know if do you guys get sick when you went over there?
Did you get sick?
I got sick like 3 times.
Bangkok booty?
I got the booty, mouth, all the pores. It was terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, but to your point of earlier about like if they just see like a Westerner just like kind of like going around spitting and stuff and like losing bodily fluids, people were just kind of looking at me like, yeah, you may not make it.
You may have to lose.
Yeah,
you have to lose a couple of these people.
You're not gonna survive this one, white boy.
Oh yeah, I tried to like drink water and I was holding it. I was like, I'm sorry, I puked on your lawn.
No.
This is in Thailand?
This is in Thailand. It was in Krabi. It was just a beach town. It was beautiful. And the day before, I was being really smart. I had this thing called the American Burger.
No.
And
why did you do that?
I don't know. I was on the beach. I was drunk, and I was
horrible idea.
Going to Arizona and then just like going to I don't know, getting I want to say sushi, but
it's equivalent. But I mean, it was like the next day, like Apocalypse Now, like shivering, like fly on my eye, and I can't bat it away. It's sick. And like my friends were like, "Hey, we're gonna go rock climbing. Are you good?" I'm like, "I see the devil." He's like, "Okay, cool, bye." And then they just left, and I fucking like. Yeah, I remember like
American Burger.
Oh yeah, there was this bullfrog that was just staring at me for hours, and he was like, "I don't. Was he real or imagined?"
Did he serve you the? Oh, that's crazy.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtag. You're going to die.
J. Frog
in a place that is Thai.
Flint, Michigan, J. Frog.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when we were in Singapore, food. The best thing to eat there is the butter chicken
and the American burger.
Yes.
And what else do we have? Oh, that Indonesian spot.
Yeah, Indian food was great.
Indian food there is amazing. Yeah.
And because there's a lot of Indian people that live in Singapore, a lot of Chinese people.
Okay.
There was also, we found a great Indonesian spot, and then they also have these hawker centers, which are these food courts. And every stand is just a different like family that makes one dish really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of my roommate's fiance told me, because she lived in Singapore for a year teaching English, she said, just go stand in the longest line. Because that means it's good.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Same logic to like taco trucks here.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
if you-
much,
Yeah.
pretty
if
much.
you see the longest line, that means it's good.
Yeah.
It's been vetted.
Yeah, if there's not a lot of people there, that means it's probably some bullshit.
Right.
That only didn't work one time. So
Well, hold on. What was the line for the American burger, Carter?
They forgot it was on the menu.
There's your problem.
I was 23. I was drunk. I mean, this was like 10 years ago. But
Carter, there's so many good things. You could have eaten those little like rat sausages off the street that are like that taste like all the Thai food you've ever had. Those were fucking delicious.
Oh, I did. I ate so much of that. Like so much street food. Like it was great. Like I mean, I had like a bunch of like pho and like all this different great stuff in Thailand. And then just that one day, I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll have the American burger. And I mean, like this thing was fucking mooing on the way to the table. And I fucking I vomited all over. There were these little bungalows in the. It was a great hotel, but it was like in the middle of the jungle, and it's like these little bungalows. And I was like stumbling to the front desk to get like, can I have a Gatorade for free? And then I on the way back, there's this guy. I like got on all fours and like vomited and shit my pants. And then I looked up and there was a guy playing acoustic guitar on the porch of one of his bungalows. It didn't help me.
What song was he playing?
Homeward Bound.
It was Paul Simon.
It was the Paul. He was like, "You're not going to die, Carter." He like knew my name. The bullfrog was on his head.
I was just gonna say that probably the bullfrog was Paul Simon. Have you seen his plastic surgery nightmare face lately?
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ!
Yeah, he looks like a ball sack.
He does. He looks like in that first episode of Doctor Who, just that skin person in a frame. That's what he looks like. But, yeah, so one cool thing that happened in Singapore, well, the one time that fucked us is there was a stand that had, and I quote, cold, wet chicken, which in your brain reads as
disease, rot.
Yeah, I was like,
death.
I had 2 bites because I'm not an asshole. That's how my mother raised me. Eat 2 bites. She would literally say, eat 2 bites so you're not an asshole. And I'd be like, all right. So I had 2 bites and then I just slid it to Stuart and he ate it because he had stood in line for like 30 minutes for it. It was disgusting. But the avocado shake and the cream cheese frosting or the cream cheese whip.
Yeah, we had this shake that was made out of primarily avocado and cream cheese, and it was fantastic.
Ooh, wow.
Cream cheese foam. You know, you remember when that like now this video was just circling around Twitter and people were like, who would eat cream cheese foam? You know what?
Yeah.
That shit is the fucking bomb.
I mean,
drop everything,
Especially
find a place to do
If it's like on top of a shake, that sounds amazing.
Put butter in your coffee, put cream cheese in your shakes. It's all worth it.
I'll try anything once.
Good. And then we left. Oh, and the guy who left his that was also our roughest sets too.
Yeah, I mean, the show was really well attended. It's like a popular show in Singapore, but it was
Chinese and expats.
Okay,
yeah. A lot of guilt privilege. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, sure.
Privilege.
Yeah, and I realized that making any reference,
so it's like doing a show in Santa Monica, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, it was like being back in Venice. But yeah, I realized that any reference to the jungle is a bit of a sore subject.
Yet he continued it in every country.
Why?
I stopped talking about the jungle outside.
Wait,
of
why is that
not.
why is that a sore subject?
There's a sort of a reference to like, in Asia there's a lot of racism, and so they're towards other Asians, and so there's like the northeastern Asians, like Japanese and Chinese and Korean, stereotypically will look down on people that live in Southeast Asia or in the area that is considered jungle.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So there's a little bit of that. I mean, I know I'm not an Asian person, so I can't speak to it personally, but
yeah, I get you.
You had to know where to punch, basically.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
Saying jungle was a hot button word. The same thing that like
buzzword.
Trans jokes do not go over well in Asia because
Okay,
because specifically like in Thai there's a language for a third gender,
right?
So they're like like they're
right.
Yeah,
Well,
just like,
it's been part of the culture forever.
Yeah, the ladyboy jokes are hack.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. And but yeah, we could talk.
They're hack here too, but
Yes.
man, that does not stop every open mic from 40 just straight men for 45 minutes just saying the same trans joke over and over, which is I'm not gay, but they look pretty. Am I gay? I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna fight this entire room right now.
That's
Caitlyn Jenner.
That's literally just the 2019 update of the 2013, which was like, I mean, if I sucked a dick for $1 million and liked it, does that make me gay? Like, I went to the John Lovitz Comedy Club and heard that at the open mic.
The John Lovitz Comedy Club?
Oh, yeah.
That's real? Yeah, can you do it?
Yeah.
It's genius. It was a great club. All who graced the stage talked about trans jokes and sucking dick.
those that trod the boards at the John Lovitz Comedy Club, formerly BB King Blues Bar.
So I made $1 million sucking a dick. Jealous?
Yeah, so when I first moved to Los Angeles, there was at Universal Studios City Walk, at the former location of what used to be a BB King Blues Bar, was the John Lovitz Comedy Club / podcast theater.
Yeah.
Which was like him and Kevin Smith were like collaborating for 2 seconds. So like Kevin Smith recorded his podcast there, and also they had an open mic that literally there were like 3 different if I sucked a dick for $1 million, would that make me gay jokes that I heard in one night, which
So you've heard Kevin Smith's podcast?
Is there a lot of like that, like open micers going up with that material and him being behind the curtain being like, they're losing their minds. And I'm reaping the benefits.
Yeah, it was a very tall club. It was there were like 3 balconies.
3 balconies. There was the first floor, and then there were 3 mezzanines.
Yeah.
So literally to play to the entire room, you would have to look all the way up, like lean your head all the way back to see it.
Oh
from the
yeah,
top.
you've told me about that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, you'd pull your neck just trying to
talk to people up top, and of course it's
relate
an open
to the
mic.
audience.
So guess where everyone is sitting? At the very top, where they can't be seen because it's all comics.
Hello up there.
They had an open mic there?
Oh, hell yeah,
Oh,
they
what
did.
pure hell.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the devil.
When I finally got to go on, I said, "All right, it's great to be here on Homophobia Mountain." Yeah,
Love it.
It was rough. Anyway,
But, in Singapore, a man, the host of the show, left his backpack on the porch of a bar and then just walked away from it. And Stuart and I were like, this person has left their, like, we just picked it up.
Surely he has forgotten that
Surely
he
he
left
has
it a busy street, a busy bar.
Yeah.
Someone's going to take this.
And then he looked at us when we brought it in for him like we had slapped him with a fish that looked like a dick. And we just, like, hit him, and he was like...
Hit him with a dick fish.
I was about to say, now, if you get hit in the face with a dick that looks like a fish, does that make you gay?
Remember that dick
No, but
fish
it does make
Twitters?
you pescatarian.
Which is pretty gay. I kid. I mean that like it's a very health conscious community.
Do you get mercury poisoning?
Yeah, remember that dick fish video?
Oh yeah, there was a dick fish video.
Yeah, dick fish video is dope.
Were a bunch of like the dick fish washed up on the shore recently? Yeah.
Yeah, the earth is boiling to death, and all the dick fishes are washing up.
Yeah.
And another dildo store was born.
No, I once found a dildo, a whole big, huge dildo on the beach.
Did you make a wish?
I did. I snapped it with my jogging partner. I made a wish.
Oh, that's
And-
7 years bad luck.
No, actually, that's how you get to date Stuart. I don't know if I won or lost. I'm kidding. We were on the beach in Long Beach, and that's where all of the like trash barges go out, and or it was a cruise ship. I just imagine somebody was on Disney cruise or Carnival cruise.
I'm finally done with this, and just toss it into the ocean.
This is the best breakup in gay history.
So yeah, we brought this guy's backpack back to him, and he.
Yes. Just as you brought this podcast back on the rails.
Thank you.
You're the responsible one.
I'm here to help.
The penis fish are washing up faster than I can suck them, guys.
What does it make you gay?
Yeah, one of the great questions of our times. Does anything make you gay? So we give him this guy's backpack, and he looks at us weird. He's like, there's no crime here, right? And it's like, what? No crime? I was like, yeah, I could leave this and come back tomorrow, and no one would take my backpack. There could be 1,000 Singapore dollars in there, and no one would take it.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well, it's because the government beats you with a cane.
Yeah, no, everyone's living in a state of fear, but everyone's really nice, and the buses run on time, and the trains run on time.
It's a polite tension, is what it is, and it was hard to crack during the audience. But there was an American comic there. Do you remember his name from Chicago?
No.
Hannibal Buress.
D.L. Hughley.
No, his name.
Yeah.
No, he went by DC.
DC.
Yeah.
DC actually, he said he was watching our sets and kind of laughing, and he said because there were both points. There was a point during my set about halfway through, and I wasn't getting the response I wanted from the audience, and I just looked at him and I was like, "I'm gonna fucking get you." And I launched into a story because what I figured out is stories are more British style comedy, which is what they're used to,
right.
and they love voices, so he leaned a lot on voices.
Yeah.
So.
I did a lot of funny voices and tickled them.
Yes. So that John Lovitz impression really worked.
It's like, we love John Lovitz in Singapore.
What? You mean the Buddha?
And they don't like Spade, thank goodness.
Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for.
So, and then after that, we went to Bangkok, and shit got real.
It stinks.
It stinks. 10 minutes after we were in Bangkok, it stinks.
Well, I mean, compared to Singapore, which is so mild-mannered.
Future.
It feels like the future.
Yeah.
Thailand looks like the movie Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, dystopian to say the least.
Bangkok. Okay, so Singapore is Star Trek Next Generation with the holodeck, and then Bangkok is Battlestar Galactica 3rd season when the ship is falling apart.
So yeah, we get there and there's a lot of traffic to get to our hotel, but this really nice hotel was sponsoring the comedy club where we were going to perform, so we got to stay in the nice hotel.
Damn.
And we were so excited. It was like, because most of the places where we were staying were just like, they're fine, but just very no frills, but this was a little bit extra, and we were like, let's go explore. And the minute we
let me rephrase. I was like, do you want to explore or do you want to take a night to rest? Which is what we should have done.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, in hindsight, that's what we should.
I gotta see the city now.
We had a little energy. Let's go check it out.
Let's get into it. Let's mix it up.
Yeah, we don't know when we're going to be back here again.
Right.
So we go, and within a minute of us being outside of the hotel,
We haven't even we're on the sidewalk in front of the hotel. It's
so we're like on the corner, and it's this road called Sukhumvit Road, and Sukhumvit's like, part of it, it's kind of like Hollywood Boulevard, but for Bangkok. So there's a lot of street vendors, a lot of people hawking stuff, and we're walking by, and then this kind of rough-looking dude spits on me.
and starts mumbling.
Is this accidentally or purposefully?
No.
It's hard to tell.
It was a bottom teeth spit, so hard no. He went like a camel.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I knew because I grew up around, a lot of trashy people.
For me, it was hard to tell because we were walking and he was walking, and it was hard to tell if he was just trying to spit and we happened to walk in the crossfire and it hit me, or is this a spitting corner of the street? I don't know. But I turned to look back at him because I've never had anyone spit on me. I don't know about you all, but that's not really something that happens to me very often.
Yeah, we did it as part of an angle when I did backyard wrestling when I was 12. But
for sure. So okay.
It was plans.
Yeah, it was in the script.
It was a spot. Yeah.
So I look back at him and he looks back at me, and he starts to reach into his pocket, and part of me is like,
pops a shoulder out in a flexing motion. International sign for, sir, I have a knife. Stuart's approaching him slowly, like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?
Well, I thought
I'm just a nice privileged boy."
Perhaps he was aggressive. Perhaps he was aggressively reaching for a handkerchief to wipe the spit off her.
Well, I couldn't tell if he was feeling bad about it, so I thought, he's gonna apologize to me and maybe reach into his pocket and give me some money so I can go clean myself up.
Hard fucking no.
And I know that now.
Wait, so you thought he was gonna give you some money?
Well, that's what I would do if I spat on someone. I'd be like, "Here's $10. Go clean yourself up."
No teeth.
I don't know if he had teeth.
Give somebody $10 for offending them
After you disrespect them prison style.
But I would never intentionally spit on someone because I couldn't tell if it was an accident. So that's what I thought was going on. And Anna was like, "Baby, that money looks like a knife." So we're gonna go. And it really kind of fucked up my night because
why?
I've never had anyone spit on me before. It was very jarring.
I know.
You just never experienced random acts of aggression or racism before, or being manhandled and ogled on the street, which is another fun thing that happens to men in Bangkok. Is like you guys are getting catcalled. Women are not getting catcalled. So anytime he was left unattended, somebody would be like, "Sir," and like run their hand down his back. Or,
Then you got to put your hand on your money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I kept all my money in my titties.
Okay, yeah. See, that's a good spot.
Slammed in there.
Yeah, a lot of ladies with large hands trying to get at it.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me. I got manhandled over there a bunch.
Did you go down Soy Cowboy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you guys describe Soy Cowboy?
What is Soy Cowboy?
It is a row of strip clubs and dance clubs. That's
a nice thing to call them. That's not entirely true. They're brothels.
They're brothels. Like they're with child prostitutes walking around.
Where is this place?
It's in downtown Bangkok. It's these neon lit strip clubs / brothels with people walking around offering sex with braces on. Age-appropriate braces. It's frightening.
Wait, like teeth braces?
Yeah,
Oh,
like little kids.
I was thinking like Forrest Gump braces. I was like, Jesus, what happened to
them? No.
All of them have polio. It's really
yeah.
Don't drink the water there.
This club's called Ricketts.
Don Ricketts Comedy Club.
Don Ricketts.
Who can walk here?
I may be a 13-year-old sex slave, but I want some straight teeth.
You know what? You got to fix your teeth. As Cardi B would say, you got to fix your teeth and get a new bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the street is where the clubs that are specifically trans prostitutes are.
Yeah.
And they are the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
Honestly, we walked by and I was like, damn. Like, them bitches are doing it way better than us.
They try harder.
There's a system in place, and they've got it figured out.
They've got it totally figured out. We took a tuk-tuk to get there, which is a three-wheeled motorcycle where you breathe basically all the fumes.
Yeah.
It runs on. It's like a tricycle, but also a pickup truck at the same time. And
it runs on diesel.
It runs on crude oil. It feels.
I was about to say,
like whatever was coating Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. It runs on that shit.
Yeah. They actually just kind of scrape off oil workers and just sort of,
Yeah, you just run over a derrick and fill it.
Tuk-tuk is also a move the trans prostitutes do. All right, hey-o, folks, hey-o.
And you can ride those too.
Oh my god! So then we did sightseeing. We saw every gold Buddha in the city, especially the leaning one.
There's a reclining Buddha at this temple called Wat Po.
Is that reclining because they built it on a shaky ground?
Yeah,
it's literally posing.
It's posing and it's about the length of a football field.
Oh, okay. It's not leaning. It's
huge.
It's not leaning like Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah,
no.
That's
It's like
that's what her.
It's
her
like
phone
the
back
Saget
there.
level in Street Fighter.
That's the side of his face.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
is the Saget level from Street
It
Fighter.
is. It really does look like that. And then we went to a place called
Khaosan Road.
Khaosan Road, and by this time
That's the markets. Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll get to the markets.
Oh, gotcha.
So we went to our first comedy stop was Bangkok Comedy Club.
Comedy Club Bangkok. But
shout out to
Chris Wagoda and the folks over there. They had a really fun show there. It was expats and a couple locals, but like a lot of people who like teach English and came from UK or Australia or the US.
Okay, that's fun.
People were so warm and so much warmer than Singapore. Like so warm. They wanted to hang out after the show and like be your BFF, and like comics would ask us like, earnest advice about comedy. It was real fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, there's
It was real
people
fucking
starting
sweet.
out there just like people start out here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then
They're doing their first. If I suck a dick for $1 million, doesn't make me gay jokes.
They don't have a lot of open mics there, and so I just kept telling everybody, you just buy an amp and a microphone on Amazon and start a mic in your front yard. Like nobody can stop you.
I feel like
do it wherever.
younger comics always look at LA comics like we might know something that they don't. They always want advice, and I'm just like, fucking, I don't know. I do open mics next to a grocery store often.
I think that's a humble way to look at it. But if JMS, Jessica Michelle Singleton, once said that we basically, when we're in LA, because we're a bigger market, and all of the best comics in the nation are here or New York, basically, or Chicago, basically. It's like training with weights on, and then you leave. It's like when I used to cross train in boxing. I would have the heavy boxing gloves on, and then I'd take them off, and I have my little karate gloves on, and I was fast. And so I think it does kind of, it changes the way we do things. I don't know if it's better or worse. If you're listening and you're from like Seattle, Portland, there's tons of funny comedians everywhere, but it does kind of do something to you when you hit the road and really feel it.
Yeah, sure. I do feel like I get much better faster out here in LA, and when I go to other places, the progress is leaps and bounds faster than if I'd stayed in like San Francisco where I started.
Just because of that, like that, historically that being the case, where people go to LA or New York to like get good, and then they come back home. Like I felt like kind of when I went home for the first time, like that pressure, like, oh, what if I go home and suck all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Like LA didn't work for me.
You're the one person.
The one person with like that got worse from being out in LA.
Oh, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah. That happens because the city is hard.
Yeah,
and
it's like training with the weights on, but you're in a pool and you drown.
Yeah, you can drown. Exactly. Trust me. I aqua aerobics. I have water weights. I totally understand it. I have ankle weights for the water, and you can drown, so you have to be careful. And I think what happens is people just they get into the day job groove, they get exhausted with the commuting, and then they don't actually do what they need to do to stay good.
Yeah, I will say this is the first time I've taken like a month-long break from comedy and doing it for 9 years. Oh, it's been glorious though.
Sure,
it's been so nice.
Yeah, breaks are good sometimes.
I just don't want to have to like poop in public as much as I do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I have IBS. I have no idea when that thing is coming. You know?
Just hope you're at the Hollywood Hotel.
Exactly.
Oh, the best.
Oh, that is actually a great place to take a shit. Top 10.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is.
Onda's Hotel next to the Comedy Store. Fabulous place to take a
the Riot Hyatt.
Riot Hyatt.
So good.
So we go to this place called Khao San Road in Bangkok, and Khao San Road is like
I'll be the soundtrack in the background.
Yeah, Khao San Road is what Las Vegas aspires to be.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is. There's all these street vendors, all the restaurants become nightclubs as the night wears on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's like Thai people doing Pitbull covers. There's massage places that are somehow serene in the midst of all this like beats bouncing, and
gambling's legal there.
Yeah, there's gambling. There's like there's alligator meat on the street. There's spiders on sticks and scorpions that you can eat.
Yeah. For a picture.
There's people braiding white girls' hair for no reason.
Oh, we saw so many white girls in cornrows in Bangkok.
Oh man, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, they just braid your hair. I guess it's to keep it out of your face in the heat.
Oh yeah.
That's why I've been growing my hair out, baby, is to get cornrows.
If I could braid my hair, I'm really bad at braiding my hair. I should have paid to have my hair like French braided because my hair was like a full on like.
You look like you're getting to like Diana Ross level. Volume.
I was voluminous.
Lots of humidity,
at the same time. It's weird.
And there's and on Khao San Road there's this comedy club. It's only like a few blocks is Khao San Road, but it's insane every night.
We weren't booked there. We just went to check it out.
Yeah, someone we met out there told us about it, and there's people barking people on Khao San Road to come into the comedy club.
Oh God!
And they
it's probably not dissimilar from Vegas,
right?
Yeah.
And they asked us, "Hey, do you guys want to bark? We'll give you some spots if you want to bark."
No, they said, "Hey, a bunch of people canceled on the show. Anna, can you headline? Also, can you and Stuart bark?" Which is the funniest like
Yeah.
road comic shit to ever happen to either of us. He was not amused.
After being spit on, yeah, then this
Yeah.
indignity, the amount of indignity.
This was a
suffered.
metaphorical spitting.
The sign gave me instant ringworm. I leaned it against my my forearm and I looked down and I had ringworm on my forearm. And I looked down and I went, oh God, I have ringworm. And somebody was like, just go across the street to the pharmacy. And I walked in and I went, ringworm. And they went, and she goes, fungus. And I said, yeah, ringworm. And she goes, fungus. I go, cream. And
Tenactin.
Yeah, so she basically just gave me like a prescription strength cream and it was gone in 20 minutes.
God, what was on this sign? Was the sign made out of dog hair?
I don't know.
We don't know.
This is the beauty of visiting that place. It's like you're saying, like you got like deathly ill, you got disrespected to the core level. I got like deathly ill 3 times, but. Would you go back? Like how
Oh,
was
fuck
it
yeah,
great?
I would go back.
Yeah, it's great though, right? Yeah, like, it's wonderful.
$10 massages. We had great sets that night.
Yeah.
Oh, there was this comic who
Everyone in the crowd is just eating spiders.
Yeah, just
pretty
eating-
much. It's like a weird like Buñuel movie. It's,
the comedy clubs out there have so many plastic chairs, like
Oh, yeah.
not folding plastic
Yeah,
chairs,
yeah,
like lawn chairs.
Lawn chairs.
plastic ass chairs.
Yeah,
that are kind of like always on sale at a Rite Aid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're just always there.
Oh yeah, I've leaned back too hard on many a sun bleached chair and had it snap out from under me. Yeah.
Exactly. But the city there doesn't really wake up until 10 o'clock at night anyway. And when we were
This
done,
is the best place ever.
I know.
We
When
gotta
we were
go, dude.
done with our show at 2 a.m, that's when it's like peak. That's prime time.
Yeah, we
That's-
finished our
music
show.
was louder. We would try to get massages, and
Yeah.
you're like getting, you're having like a Thai woman's walking on my back, telling me to relax to this sound.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You can still hear it faintly in the distance. And we got out of the massages at like 1 a.m, and everything had gone full purge. It was so crazy. And there's like everyone was doing Pitbull covers, just
and
like
all that
Dale! It's like
it like nothing sounded like music anymore. It just sounded like an EDM seizure. Like it was just insane.
Just cacophony.
And yeah, after getting out of those massages, it was so jarring. We're just
We're
like,
like-
we got to get the fuck out of here. So we, but yeah, so we did those 2 sets in Thailand, and
then we shopped.
yeah, and then we shopped. So,
I'm a hype beast now.
Oh shit!
yeah,
I
so,
got Yeezys on.
yeah, those are
Oh, shit.
those are Thai Yeezys that she's wearing.
and they're the
Official.
They're
Official.
The logo is completely backwards, and they are the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever worn in my life. I
Wow.
bought 2 pairs, one of which has Snoopy on them.
Wow.
How about
Wait,
that?
they're Yeezys. They have Snoopy.
Yeah,
Wow.
so there are these markets all over, but one of them is called Chaduchak Market, and it's a little north of where we were staying.
So
You can
many
take-
kimonos I regret not buying.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And you can take the train and you haggle for everything. And so we did all of our Christmas shopping for our relatives in that market.
Smart.
I bought shirts for everybody that are like paper thin but are great on a hot day.
Yep.
We each bought several pairs of shoes that we haggled for, and we would do this thing where like more of the store clerks would haggle with me. I don't know if they were just deferring to me in this like playfully misogynist way, but Anna would like say oh, I don't know about this, and like okay, well we'll leave, and then they would lower their price.
Yeah.
And so we got.
I was just brown enough to make them think that I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I heard that if we, because they would,
We spoke Thai, we would have spent probably half the amount of money.
if we could
sure.
say if we could say numbers in Thai, that would probably help us a lot.
That's on you, linguistics. major.
Okay, I'll figure it out. But if you don't speak Thai, they'll just type it on a calculator and say, "Will you take this price?"
Yeah.
And it's like, no. And then they give it to me, and I type something else, and they'd be like, "Oh, no, how dare you?" And I was like, and in U.S. dollars, because there's 30 baht to the dollar, I would be negotiating like $5 less, and they'd be like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
But that's part of it. That's just part of how haggling works there.
Did you go to any markets while you were over there?
Oh yeah.
Did you eat American sandwich?
No. I didn't. I opted
Super
out of
Philadelphia cheesesteak.
have the Dallas, Texas cheese sticks. Like, no, thank you. No, I ate according to
Philadelphia cheesecake.
have the Washington D.C. birthday cake. Like, no, thank you. No, I fucking no. I went to the markets. It was great. I did similarly did some shopping for the family and stuff like that because you can go up there for like $50 and you fucking
Everybody getting a cashmere scarf. You get a scarf, and you get a scarf, and you get a scarf.
Oh, everybody did.
We got a lot of scarves.
Yeah. I believe I got my dad a copy of the film The Killing Fields.
What?
Tight.
Yeah.
Please tell me it was like a bad Chinese like overdose.
Absolutely it was. Yeah.
Did you get any of those inhalers that had the eucalyptus in it?
Yeah.
Yo, America. You got to get on this. They have this special nasal inhaler, like a little like, and it just like, it wakes you up. It clears you out. It's like cocaine without the coke.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just eucalyptus straight into your brain. It's
Wow.
It was very helpful for us on our trip as the humidity and pressure changed everywhere and being on the plains and everything.
And now you know what it feels like to be a koala.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh my God, I heard a really terrible report about how Australia is all on fire right now?
Yeah.
The firefighters are getting PTSD from the sounds of the koalas screaming.
Oh my God, that is horrifying.
Isn't that fucked up? That was like, Jesus Christ. We got to do something. Everybody start growing your own vegetables for fuck's sake. And get a solar panel on your house. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Quit lighting koalas on fire.
Yeah.
That's what I have
Better
to
than
say.
a fiery koala.
I know it's a good time.
If you want to be like the most hype beast you'll ever be in your life, go to Asia, buy a bunch of stuff, and go hard. Buy a Gucci shirt.
Yeah.
Buy a Supreme shirt that says Supreme. We did not buy that, and both of us regret it
Supreme?
wholeheartedly. Supreme shirt with Bart Simpson on it. Yes.
Carter, have you ever told the story about somebody getting spit on this podcast?
Someone getting spit on?
Like at your job?
Oh, no.
At the tour guide job?
At the tour guide job.
This is worth telling.
This is pretty good. Especially we're right on topic here.
Okay, so I was on a tour, right? The where me and Rivers and Anna work.
Yeah.
And it's just these two women, and they were like, they didn't want a regular van, they wanted a convertible. And we were like, ooh, okay, this might be kind of fun.
Oh, this is a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, already. And so I pull up, and they're like...
What kind of convertible? Did he spring for the Mercedes, or did you get the Mustang?
It was a Stang.
It was a Stang. Okay. It was a Stang. They were not satisfied with that. They wanted a Cadillac. They wanted a Cadillac and
a Cadillac convertible.
Oh yeah. I was like, it's the first words out of their mouths were like, "We wanted a Cadillac." And also,
were they both Ray Liotta from Goodfellas?
yeah. You see, back then all we drove were Cadillacs. We didn't drive Mustangs. Okay?
Don't hit me.
If you were the guy rolling up with a convertible, you were the one who got whacked.
I just called. I can help it.
Only the good half. But
this is, of course, Ray Liotta in The Good Feathers from Animaniacs.
Good feathers. But so out the gate, they're not having fun. And I'm like, and I detected like an accent. Like they were like, we wanted a Cadillac. Like it's like, all right, they're from like Texas or something. And so we go to the Santa Monica Pier, and there's a actual seal at the end of the pier, like a seal, and people are going like, "Oh my god, a seal!"
Fucking what? What a cool day!
Like gold, like look what I've given to you, a seal, and like these two women were like, "Wish it would swim over here."
They were like, "We wish it was the singer seal."
Yeah. We wish it was like Kiss from a Rose seal, and fucking so
look
like
at the scar on that seal's face.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, they wouldn't have wanted that because they were racist the whole time too. So every time I brought up like a black celebrity or something like that, they would be like, "I don't like him. I don't care for him."
Fun.
Oh yeah. And so we get there, and
when you brought up Muhammad Ali, what did they say?
So we ended on Hollywood Boulevard. Bring up the Muhammad Ali star. Her other friend has not said a word the entire time. This woman has just been doing all the talking. She's like, I don't agree with what he shouldn't have said anything about. It's like, about what? The Vietnam War? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, he said stuff he shouldn't have said. And I was like, all right. And then they were like, LA is just, I hate it. And like, and the one thing that might save this tour is she's like, well, do you know where Donald Trump's star is? And I do. And I was like, yeah, I'll show you Donald Trump's star. And so we go over there. and you could see it from walking up that there is fresh human shit on this Donald Trump. I mean, peanuts galore. I mean, it's fucking someone just went ahead and like took a active shit on the Donald Trump star.
God hates these women.
Oh yeah, it was so funny, and like at this point, like it's getting kind of hard to suppress laughter. And then the woman who has not spoken the whole time leans over to me and goes, "Is that doo-doo?" And I went, "Yes, yes, it is.
It's poop, ma'am."
And then she's like, the woman's like very upset, and she's just like, "He's so misunderstood." And then
like he's fucking
is he
like,
now?
like
oh, is he?
Like he's fucking Robert Smith or something.
yeah. Like he's like he's the fucking like the movie Eraserhead or something. Yeah, he's just ahead of his time.
Yeah. So misunderstood.
So she's like, you know what? Whatever. I'm still gonna take a picture with it. And so she hands the phone off. An American. This and Ronald Reagan star. And, yeah. So she like
this shit is for freedom.
Oh yeah,
it's a freedom shit.
Hands her friend the phone. She leans down close, within. I mean, you could smell this thing. It's out on Hollywood Boulevard. You could smell it.
It's a human duke too. And human duke is a very specific smell.
As a doctor would say, human duty is and she's leaning down. She's like getting like to where like she can like get a thumb up on the thing. And I shit you not. That like at that moment,
shit her yes.
I shit her yes.
She shit her yes.
At this moment, her friend's about to take the picture. This guy comes by on a bicycle and spits on her and the star at the exact moment that she took the picture. And like she was like, ah! And like I know it just peaked like that. And then like I looked at that guy.
Into the poop.
Oh no! Did she like she caught herself? But like at that moment,
sketch we write about this. She falls into the poop. Okay.
I looked at that guy. And like he had that look, like that like mischievous smile on his face where he just like lit a fart and he was like he I did good. And like I mean it was like the only thing I could get out of my mouth after that was oh my.
You became
You're George Takei.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Oh my! Oh, it was a silent drive back to the hotel.
Wait, no, but it wasn't silent because you're in a convertible, so it's just.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. So wait. I have so many questions. Was it an 8-hour tour that ended abruptly?
No, that was the end of it.
Okay,
that was the grand finale.
Your husband does Photoshop stuff. You can get the doo-doo off the star.
Can you get an Excel spreadsheet up and whatever it is, and can you make like a smiley face over the doo-doo?
Is there a Snapchat filter?
Takes the doo-doo off
the
Trump
doo-doo
star.
away.
They just put it into Instagram and put the doo-doo emoji on top of it.
Come on down, sweet Virginia. Come on, honey, child, I'm ready you. Come on down, you got it in you. Got to say that shit out of your shoes.
Is that doo-doo?
We went to Manila. We went to the Philippines, and that is where I got fuck you sick.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh my god. We were okay, and it happened. I know how it
The
happened.
Atlanta, Georgia Super Chicken Wings.
Yes. Well, no, I never got
Seattle soup.
the Seattle soup. Oh no.
The cold, wet Seattle soup.
Oh god, it's just heroin and like a can of clams.
The Oklahoma City Hot Pocket. This is just fun coming up with.
It gives you thunder butt.
It's a Fresno chili dog. So we were there, and I didn't get like butt sick. I feel like I have to specify that.
Like
we
head
were,
sick?
Yeah, when we were in Bangkok, right as we were leaving, we stopped at this. We should have went to the McDonald's. Honestly, we should have went to the fucking McDonald's. Instead, we went to this Thai restaurant, like one last dip at. We went to a Michelin star rated Thai restaurant while we were there, doing that thing where we just stood in a line, and all they served was pad Thai. What was the name name of it, baby?
It's called Teep Samai.
Teep Samai. It was so good. They serve pad thai and fresh squeeze orange juice.
Oh, shit.
And fresh squeeze and orange juice on the street there. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
And so then I watched the person who seated us literally cough directly into a menu. And then hand it to somebody, and I was like, "Oh fuck, we're sick now." And sure enough, by the time I got off the plane into Manila, I was like fever sweats, like hacking stuff up the whole night. I got like a weird audition, and I had to like Skype a guy who yelled at me. He's like, "It looks like someone got murdered in that hotel." I was like, "This is Manila at 2 a.m. Somebody did get murdered in this hotel."
Wait, you had an audition here?
Here, somebody
Oh.
was like Skype it in. I was like, "This is fucking weird,
I thought
man."
you meant it in Manila. I was like, we got off the plane. I was like, who is that sick woman? Let's get her in the Filipino TV.
Yeah, we got an agent in the Philippines.
The Philippines, I cannot stress to you enough how much colonialism has stabbed the neck of the Philippines and fucked the hole. Like, I can't, I don't know, I'm very gross today. Why am I very gross?
Yeah, the Spanish fucked them up with colonization, then we messed them up in the recent years, and then now it's China. Because the Philippines is, like, geographically just kind of in the middle of a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of people going on the way to somewhere else are going to pass over the Philippines. So it'd be like if you built your apartment in the middle of a 4-way intersection. So you're going to get messed up.
It's a recipe for a knife raping.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing I know about the Philippines is like, if I ever go there, and I would love to, the thing I want to see is, I know that during Spanish rule, the Spanish built a statue of Magellan in Manila, and then once it was taken over by the Filipinos, they built a statue slightly down the wharf of the chief who killed and ate Magellan, which I'm like, that's the coolest shit ever.
Wild.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, the comics there just started calling Stuart colonizer, and they started calling me sister, because they decided that like
comics were calling you this.
Yeah, Mexicans are
Wow.
to them the Filipinos of America.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, we got okay.
All right.
But yeah, so same colonization, whatever. There are Filipino Valenzuelas. There's a very funny comic in the Bay Area named Artie Valenzuela. So shout out, he's very funny.
So, but the comics over there have a really good sense of humor, and they're building a scene there. Stand-up comedy in the Western sense is the kind of the alt thing there. The main style of Filipino comedy is drag queens insulting audience members. So that is
wow, okay.
So stand-up is like the alt thing that is like building in popularity, and there's people building a scene there, and the comics there were super gracious to us and really made us
They
feel
were
welcome.
so fun. Aldo, what's Aldo?
Aldo Cuervo, I think.
He is. He looks exactly like if Stuart and I had a son.
Okay.
So we just kept calling him son. We still have a great relationship. Him and his girlfriend are so cute. She's like a fashion designer. Like all the comics there, when we got there, they basically, we didn't realize they sort of they created shows for us to do, and then sometimes they would call all their friends and family and make sure that they came there.
Oh wow!
And, we had the best sets there. People were so smart, and you couldn't go too dirty, too mean, too shocking, too racist, too woke. They were down to clown in any direction.
Oh, right. As long as it was good.
As long as it was good.
Yeah.
And they would let you know if it wasn't good. They wouldn't laugh if it wasn't good. And a lot of them would switch back and forth between Tagalog and English.
Yeah.
And you could kind of understand what was going on, and their timing, the timing of those comedians, because they're studying American comedy over YouTube and Comedy Central. Their timing, I would put their first year comics against our first year comics. They would mop the floor with them.
Shit.
They're so fucking funny.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't say enough about that scene.
Do you think they feel less entitled?
Yes. Everybody's just grateful to fucking be there, man.
And we met a gay Filipino farmer in the audience.
Okay.
He used to live in Long Beach. For a little bit, and now he's a farmer in like rural Philippines.
Wow,
it was really wild, and there was they kept trying to feed us weird things to like freak us out. Like we had a lot of chicken feets. What's the pork slurry we had?
It was called sisig. It's like pig parts.
Yeah, it's we also ate at a Michelin star rated restaurant there.
Yeah, we had dim sum.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, you can eat anywhere for super cheap. Even if it's like a nice Michelin star rated restaurant.
Yeah, you're paying like $30, which is like whoa.
Yeah.
We walked to a gig because we couldn't get we like couldn't get
traffic in Manila is far worse than any day in LA.
Manila's if LA let itself completely go.
Yeah, and it was missing infrastructure. So between 4 and 8 p.m. locally, you cannot get a cab. So our gig was, around that, in that window of time, and we were staying in this, rinky-dink hotel, and we decided, well, it's only a half-hour walk. There's too much traffic. Why don't we just walk it?
It's so polluted. In order to walk there, I had to wear a mask.
Yeah,
because I was having an asthma attack every 3 feet.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we walk, and it's like a half-hour walk, and we get there. We try and stay on lit streets and near like regular people as best we could, and we get there safely. And we told the comics that, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you walk from where?" Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
The only reason why people didn't rob you is you were too crazy to rob.
Shit.
Yeah, it was bananas. It was
Jesus.
bananas. And so, but yeah, shout out to that. I mean, just it was really fun. Who is the we went to every museum, every monument, every statue to a Filipino person in the Philippines. The story ends in the Spanish killed them terribly.
Yeah.
There's this hero martyr of the Philippines named Jose Rizal, and there's a museum kind of dedicated to him at Fort Santiago. And
it's a bummer.
Yeah, it was a huge bummer. Although they did have a lot of the scenes of his life and subsequent death made out of Legos, and during part of it, they had like a whole
Lego
Fort
exhibit.
Yeah, they had a whole Lego Fort Santiago, which I thought was very cute for something so harrowing.
I can't remember. There's was Griselle. What was her last name? So there was basically this like Filipina that like 2 of her husbands died warring against the Spanish, and so she just led an army and fucked the Spanish up. But eventually they caught up with her, and guess what? They killed her sadly.
The Spanish.
But there's this badass statue in the middle of their business district of just like a Filipino with her hair in the wind and a machete in her hand, and I was like,
Oh,
I'm
hell
fucks
yeah.
with this country.
Her first husband would probably be pissed she didn't start the war after him. It's like, oh, you waited for the other guy, huh? That's when it was bad enough, huh?
Yeah, it's such a crazy history over there. But
and then Malaysia.
Yeah, and then we went to Malaysia next.
Damn.
Yeah, that's where my friend Ahmed was living for the last couple of years, and so we stayed with him in Kuala Lumpur. And
Tourist visas.
Yeah, so we were the night before we were supposed to fly out to Malaysia. At the club where we were supposed to perform, called the Crack House Comedy Club.
Sure.
Yep. The owner of the club hits me up saying like, "Hey, these immigration people came to the club like in plain clothes, so they were like narking on the club.
They found all the crack."
And they started asking comics that weren't from Malaysia for their immigration papers and their work visas. And
Which the club is supposed to provide.
Yeah, the club is supposed to provide it, and they had applied for one for each of us, but they applied with like not enough time for them to get to work through it, and so
and not enough bribe money.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And so our visas didn't go through to perform, so we were technically our shows got canceled.
Yeah.
But when we got there, we still went to visit because they offered to, give us some amount of the money that they had promised us, in spite of the fact that no shows were going to happen.
And by this point, I'm so sick. I don't care what happens. I just want to eat garlic and turmeric and be left alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we do some sightseeing, and then we go to the club, and they looked around to see if any of those government people were going to show up again, and it didn't look like any government people were there, so they kind of just technically closed the venue down, but because they do intermissions for the show, like a British style comedy show, they just closed it down during the intermission. The second half of the show was, the club was technically closed. So
gotcha.
So we got to go up during that portion.
Oh,
The audience was still there, and but it was very under the table.
Right.
Some Lenny Bruce shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And that was, there are, in all the countries I kept having to say this thing of like, oh, you're not used to seeing women do this a lot. Because it was definitely what? Like a weird sort of it'd be like if a golden retriever went on stage and started doing stand-up. You'd be like, all right. Air Bud.
You had to get up there and be like, "Oh, y'all don't have the marvelous Miss Maisel yet, do you?"
Yeah.
No, they do
The golden retriever starts talking, and everyone's like, "Oh," and then it starts doing stand, like, "Oh."
Aw, God damn it!
You're wasting your power on this.
You could be president. But yeah, so it was a really cool experience. Foods that we ate there was good.
I'm trying
It's
to
mostly
remember.
stuff that Ahmed cooked us. Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Really
Yeah,
good.
Ahmed made some dope food for
Yeah.
us. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we 7-Eleven.
Oh,
We got to
yeah.
talk about 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven
Yeah.
is the king of all these countries.
Okay.
7-Eleven in each country is completely adaptable. In Malaysia, they had these like dope, like teriyaki chicken, like rice balls that you could just like get for $1. They had
This is like where
skincare-
the hot dog rollers would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's where the taquitos are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they had. If you ever get a chance, there's this really great Korean skincare is what I binged out on there. That's where I like crammed the last 5% of the suitcase, which is full of Japanese and Korean skincare products that you can buy at like their Walgreens.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, I was going hard to the paint. I really had a good time with that. But yeah, 7-Eleven in all of these countries. Like if you're in Thailand, one of the things it says to do on the travel guide is to go to 7-Eleven and just buy a bunch of crazy flavored chips.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had, one night we just had 7-Eleven for dinner, and we just had like tons of shit. We laid in bed and ate 7-Eleven.
I think that was the night I got spat on.
That was the night. He was there was definitely.
I'm just gonna have chips that taste like shrimp.
Yeah, they were dope, like larb flavored chips.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And it was like, that's larb. How did you do that? Lay's is doing things abroad that like we're not ready for what they can do. We're not ready for it.
Yeah.
But 7-Eleven everywhere you go is the jam. So like spend your money on a good meal at night, but like during the day, just munch from 7-Eleven, fucking look for the weird skincare products were in the 7-Eleven.
Oh, no
like you
shit.
can literally get anything you need from a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And there were like 7-Elevens would be across from 7-Elevens there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah, they were fucking everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this from a travel guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just some redneck that was just like, you gotta try the chips, man.
Yeah.
Man, Thai Slim Jims are the best.
Toward the end, what happened was like, so when Stuart got spit on, I started to like, because
Laugh.
No, well, I did. The joke I tell on stage is I came because he's never experienced racism before, and it's like just nice to see it every once in a while. But no, what happened was like I just decided to do what because for my day job here I've done tour guide work, and so I just made myself the tour guide. So I would research what we should do, and then that way we'd not get spit on as much. That was kind of my my thing. And then you just make it so you don't force yourself. I don't know if you had this thing where it's like sometimes you try to force yourself to do too much on a vacation, and like take a rest day. You have to take a rest day, and I think that was the rest days. We had like chips for dinner, and that was it. We just like laid around the hotel. I swam in a pool. I watched Korean people swim where they wear like all their clothes into the pool. It's pretty cute, and like we just had a
they
good
swim
time.
like me.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's pretty great.
But it's not just to cover up their man titties.
Swing low on the jelly, 9 by 6 or 8 by 7. Post a sentinel at the border of what you attend, what you ignore.
I saw my frame in a pool of light. Oh, drown in doubt and shame. But I knew that I had lost my sight.
What was Malaysia like?
Great.
Yeah.
Stuart didn't care. It was very funny. I had probably one of my best shows there, but I had it was a weird night where all the guys were struggling and it was a predominantly female audience, and they were just like, finally. I definitely I enjoyed all the shows, and I enjoyed all the comics. One of them's in town. His name's Steve-O.
I know him.
Yeah, he staples his balls to his leg and lights his head on fire and does a flip.
Let me get his last name.
He lights his damn head on fire and does a fucking flip.
Steve-O Jocelyn.
And so we're
He pukes.
something. No,
the
but
fat guy
his
farts in his mouth and he pukes.
they live in Bangkok, and I just keep going. I'm plowing through, guys.
Sorry.
No, it's so funny. They live in Bangkok, but they teach English on an app, and they make like $20 an hour. So they live like kings and queens in Bangkok, and now they're like in town for a little bit, and they love drag, and they say Thai drag is amazing. Like people lighting their boy pussies on fire. Like it's apparently.
Oh my god.
Like the
For
real
this
Steve-O.
next stunt, I'm gonna light my boy pussy on fire.
Hey, welcome to Jackass. This is flaming boy pussy.
Yeah, so I had a great time. Overall, I think it was a good time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Aside from getting spat on and generally feeling unsafe sometimes.
Getting rats. Oh, there was a scary moment in Bangkok where Google Maps took us down a murder corridor.
Oh,
and
fun.
We just sort of turned the corner, and this was right around Halloween, and there was just a shadowy figure with very long hair wearing like scary grudge robes just sort of lurking toward us. And I was like, get out of the alley!
We narrowly avoided Slender Man.
I was about to say, this is the Slender Man part of town?
Yes. This is Slender Man District. For all the teenage girls flock here.
Yeah, Slender Buddha.
Children. But it was really fun. You wanted Stuart to talk about his leg meat injuries?
Oh yeah, briefly, yeah. So let's we'll close this out in a really festive way, and Stuart can tell us about his awful injury at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, so this has nothing to do with our Asia trip, but
Just more of Stuart flexing on how he travels to do stand up everywhere.
I was lucky to get to go on this really fun gig. There's an improv in Lake Tahoe at this casino, and the headliner it's like a Wednesday through Sunday gig, and on Friday, the headliner offered to take, I was hosting, she offered to take me and the feature skiing. And the feature was like, I don't want to go skiing, but thank you. And so I was like, I want to go skiing. I haven't gone skiing in years. And so we go skiing, and she was kind to, take care of all the expenses. And so we were skiing on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe for a little while. And I had done this thing where, if any of you have skied before, or anyone listening has skied, sometimes there's like banks on the side of the runway, and you can kind of like go up the little, the bank, and then go around like a single tree and come back down. It adds a little more fun,
like a little like a quarter pipe situation.
Yeah, exactly. But could way less dangerous. It was just like a little added fun.
Okay.
Way less dangerous for most.
Yes. So as we're making our way back to the California side, because we have a show that night, we don't want to be out too long. It's like mid-afternoon. I did that thing again where I went up the little bank and tried to go around a single tree, but there were more exposed rocks and logs that I couldn't see from when I was on the bottom. And I tried to ski over it.
Say about my vagina sometimes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to punch it off.
It's a very treacherous,
it's like
treacherous labial area.
Yeah, it's like Scylla and Charybdis in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's sirens singing. It's very dangerous. It's a weird Cyclops.
That's why I demand my clitoris be called forever.
Siren Cyclops. So I try to ski over these exposed rocks and logs, but it gets a little too difficult, and I slip and I fall, and I cut my leg on this jagged log. And it tears through. Without getting too graphic,
You gonna show him? Just show him, baby.
I could.
I'll narrate it.
It tears through the snow pants like paper.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I cut. It's the outside of my thigh, so it's like the left side of my left thigh,
down to the bone, and nobody took a picture. We could be the king and queen of Reddit right now.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So yeah, it was about
Fuck
8.
that.
It was about 8 inches long and 3 inches deep, and I have a pretty big thigh because I played soccer, so it was down to the bone.
I told you he's thick.
Yeah, it was I was cut with 2 C's, and so I I fall and I see blood pretty quickly, but I can't like look at it because it's kind of behind me a little bit.
Yeah.
And the comic who I was skiing with, she is with me, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "All right."
It's one of those where you know immediately. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't like shock immediately, or it was like immediate pain.
It was painful, and then I started to go into shock later. And so, and she sees like, oh shit, okay, and she puts. She was actually really cool under pressure, and she put pressure on the wound, and she called for help, and someone from the ski school had a walkie and called for someone from ski patrol, and they got to me within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they were helping me, and fastening me, and splinting me up, and getting me in one of those toboggan coffins that they have to take me down the mountain.
And she called me
Yeah.
and was as cool as a cucumber. Hi, Anna. This is Sarah. Just letting you know, Stuart was in an accident. It's serious, but it's not deadly serious. But I could see the bone. Anyway, could you text me his social security number and his insurance card? Thanks. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I'm worried now that I'm not going to be able to make my gigs for the rest of the weekend.
They're going to drag you on. They're going to drag you on stage in the snow coffin.
Yeah, they're going to ski me up there and into Harvey's casino. And and I asked the guy who was helping me, I was like, "Hey man, I got a show tonight that I got to host. Do you think I'm going to be able to make it?" And he's like, "Dude, no."
Yeah, no.
and so they snowmobile and ski me down the mountain because we're really high up. And there's an ambulance waiting. We take the gondola down.
He just texted me a video of him getting off the ski lift when this happened.
Just like, "Hey, we're having a great time, babe. Love you." And it all went to shit.
Jesus.
So they take me in an ambulance to the hospital. I stay the night. The feature and the headliner just do a 2-person show, and they put me under, and they gave me Dilaudid at the hospital, and I was like, "This is a good time. This is a good time to call my mom."
Yeah.
He also talked to me, and he was like, "I'm fine. It's not that bad. I'm gonna be able to do stand up all weekend. I feel great." And I was like, "You're high."
Yeah, when you're on Dilaudid, you feel pain, but you don't give a fuck. And it was a good time to let people know I was okay. But so they stitched me up, and my leg was really swollen.
Yeah.
And I wake up on Saturday, and I have to figure out how to walk again. And so they gave me like a walker in the hospital, and I'm they cut me out of my pants, so I don't have any pants, and I'm just like,
oh shit.
And later I had to they were going to release me that afternoon, and I had to like beg the nurses for pants.
Yeah.
And they looked at me funny, like, because they knew I didn't have pants, but they were just like wondering, is like, is he just going to go Pooh Bear it out there? Let a dick dangle?
Can I sidebar just for a second?
Yeah.
This was the weekend where because I'm now just back at the tour company. This was my last weekend at the tour company because I couldn't get coverage to go up there and help my fucking boyfriend almost got his leg cut off. There was one particular guy who was available, and she was just like, "I've got a thing in Long Beach." Oh, shit. And I was like, murder, because I had already had another job, so I just was like, maybe I should just do the one job. Anyway,
So they give me these scrubs that I can take out of the hospital. Because my stuff is in my hotel room at the casino, but the other comics can't get into my hotel room.
Right.
I don't have any pants, so they give me these scrubs, and the scrubs are one size fits all. And so they're loose on me, and so with each movement of my crutches, the pants fall down a little bit more.
Oh no!
And not so you could like see my dick through the drawstring hole, but you could just see this perfect triangle of pubes, like my hips had like a soul patch. Like you could just see, you could see all my Guy Fieri out there, and
all your Guy Fieri.
Yeah, and
are they dyed? Like spiked
my pubes have frosted tips.
Yeah,
and they
and Oakley wraparounds for some reason.
Yeah, no, you got to keep them looking fit.
Yeah.
So, but I had to call a cab to like get back to the hotel, and like they gave me like a wheelchair, but I'm just frantically like, help me with my pubes showing. And they give me a wheelchair, and I need to buy new pants because I'm not going to fit my leg into my jeans. And so I wheel uphill, like up this ramp, because it's like a walkway, but it's flat on an incline.
Yeah.
And
Looking maximum homeless.
Maximum homeless, and I wheel into this this store in the hotel and I'm like, I need sweatpants.
Yeah.
Help me. and I still have those sweatpants.
There's
They're like,
birds in my hair.
yeah, they give me these.
The Beatles are talking to Charlie.
So they give me these extra large sweatpants, and I wore those the whole weekend. And I still performed on Saturday and Sunday night. I hobbled on stage. I called the feature to come to my hotel room to help me put on my left shoe because I couldn't reach my foot.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
But yeah, it was a lot of like just propping my leg up and trying to figure out, adjusting the bandages and trying to figure out how to.
Were you in a wheelchair on stage?
No, I was on crutches, but I was leaning heavy on the crutches. And I had to do. I got into Sketchfest for the first time up in San Francisco, and that was the following week. So I was on crutches at Sketchfest.
This fool's trying to go to potluck and shit. I was like, it's raining, crutch boy. Go sit down.
Yeah. So I spent a lot of the first few months of the year kind of laid up, and
I remember seeing you had the cane. I think you graduated to a gentlemanly cane.
Yeah, in February I got
Look out, Jake Kroger.
Yeah, I got a sick Rite Aid cane.
Hell yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how to be normal. I think whenever someone's impaired, I think they're trying to make their lives as normal as possible.
Sure.
And I got to feel that because otherwise I'm just gonna be laid up for weeks.
Yeah,
and I just felt so useless. It's the first time I felt useless on that level. And so I just had to figure out how to heal. And fortunately, my insurance allowed me to do physical therapy.
Yeah,
and so I did physical therapy. It was just me and a bunch of old Korean people in here in K-Town.
Hell yeah.
And but slowly but surely I was able to put more pressure. But my left thigh got like really atrophied.
Yeah,
because I wasn't putting any weight on it for weeks, and so I had two different shaped legs. I had like one fucking muscular right leg to make up for it, and I had this like Captain America pre-super soldier serum leg that was just vestigial.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But everyone who helped me did a really good job. They cleaned it, they cleaned the wound super well, and they did, muscle stimulation therapy, and so now I can walk on it, and I can play soccer, I can run, I can bike, I can do all the things that I was doing. I'm just getting my fitness back.
Yeah,
and it was, it's one of those things where it's slow, but anyone who's dealing with a major injury like that, you just have to do the due diligence and take it day by day.
Babe, show him the scar.
All right,
come on. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Show us your triangle pubes.
Can you go all the way up?
Yeah, that's gnarly.
It's like the letter M, but then it looks around.
It looks like a sideways question mark.
Yeah, it looks like a why so serious Joker smile.
There we go.
There you go.
Dude, tattoo the Joker and then make the little dip his smile. And then why so serious? That's fucking dope.
If you touch around it, does it still hurt?
It doesn't. It only hurts now if I'm like leaning on a couch that's about leg level, and like the pointing part of the couch is like pressing into it.
Specific part.
Well, I'm tall enough where like that's what I sometimes am leaning against. But if I'm sitting, it's fine. It's just if I'm still gaining some feeling back on some parts of the scar. But yeah, it looks like Arabic writing on my leg.
Yeah.
Fuck. And this wasn't on what level of like hill was this?
Oh, this was not. It was like
Bunny slope.
No, it was
from Bunny Slope to Black Diamond. Like which?
It was like it was kind of a flat part. It was just kind of like the California Trail, which is like you really kind of take it easy.
How
And
many diamonds?
I think it was like the main drag. It was like a green circle, but it was like But it was me going up a little slightly off the trail. That's why I fucked myself up. It wasn't like on the main set. Like it's not like I just fell. In the middle of it. It was because I was trying to do like something that's a little extra.
Sonny Bono shit.
Some Sonny Bono. Yeah.
If I wasn't careful, man.
Well,
I did when I was a kid. I ran into a thicket like that while I was skiing because we grew up near Lake Tahoe actually, and I skied into a thicket and lost control, and one of my skis snapped out, and that's how I got one of my many childhood concussions. It hit the back of my head, and I just went down.
Yeah,
Skiing is is fucking dangerous.
Well, I was going to say, I do have to thank
it
you
is.
because I've never been skiing. And after Anna told me this story right when it first happened,
Yeah.
I'm never going skiing. But I did get kind of a joke out of it, which is that there's only 2 skiing stories. It's either transcendently great or something fucking horrible happens, in the same way that there's only 2 acid stories. Either you commune with God and make peace with your dead father, or you become like a fucking crazy brainwashed Christian. That's it.
Yo, have you seen Climax, that French movie by that director that only does really sad movies?
Is it about skiing?
No, it's about acid.
Oh, good.
And it's basically a horror movie where the monster is an unexpected acid trip. They
God.
they basically
a
a
flashback.
dance troupe gets dosed by acid on during a party,
Yeah.
and some of them dance themselves to death.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
crazy.
Based on a
See
true
that movie?
story.
It really captures what acid feels like.
It is what they were trying to go for in Hocus Pocus. I'm not deterred from skiing again.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just won't do the dumb thing I did.
Right.
That's proof that you're the fanciest white boy.
It's like, I can't miss the slopes.
They beckoned me, darling.
We've had such great powder.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to do rich guy activities.
Beckett and Jameson go every January.
I think the night I told you that story, Rick Wood was standing there, and you used the thing I told you, which was Civil War reenactment in your joke, and I used the thing that Rick Wood told me, which was falling off of his yacht into sharp money. That's the only thing fancier than that. And we do that joke together on shows, our own versions of it.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, are those 2 fucking? They get really excited, but that's usually the joke that tips them off.
Yeah, it's like a nice little inside joke for the crowd.
Anna, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Anna V is Fun on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me at AnnaValenzuela.com. Check out my podcast, 12 Questions. We're going to be coming back where I'm going to do 12-episode seasons so I don't blow my brains out.
Stuart, what about you?
You can follow me at Stuart B. Thompson on Twitter and Instagram. That's StuartBThomPson. You can also go to my website, StuartThompsonComedy.com, for dates. And if you're in the Bay Area, I'm recording an album on Wednesday, February 5th at the Setup on 222 Hyde Street. So get your tickets for that. The link is in my Instagram bio.
Oh, that's
I'm going to be there too.
Oh, man.
Anna will be there.
Damn, I might come up there to watch that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time.
If you get a chance, see Stuart and Anna anywhere they might be appearing. If you're coming to your town, go out of your way. They're both so goddamn funny.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
please, Carter, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Carter_Glasscock. You can find me on Instagram, Dr. Clark. That's where you can find me. Oh, also doing Joe K's Canteen Point show the 30th of this month, January 30th.
Alrighty. Sam, what about you?
YouTube, LA Comedy Life, Facebook, Sam Harder, Harter. Let's have Zuckerberg steal our info together. Come on, folks.
Sounds good. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And you can, of course, find the show on Facebook, facebook.com/TheGoodsPod. We are on Twitter at TheGoodsPod. Every episode ever, youtube.com/TheGoodsPod. Hey, buy a shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/TheGoodsPod. The best way to support this show is to go to Patreon, patreon.com/TheGoodsPod. $5 a month. Join the Tower of Power, and it gets you a bonus episode every week. Stickers, fun stuff in the mail, and thank you to all of our patrons, by the way, because I just put it in order. We got 4 brand new, beautiful Sennheiser headphones coming to Disgraceland. So we got new headphones. Everyone's ass is in a nice new chair, thanks to you guys. So keep it coming, man. We are very, very appreciative of everybody.
Those guys
on Patreon.
have the attitude of gratitude.
They really do. And if you, and the second best way to support this show is to go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude. And if you don't have the attitude of gratitude,
we're gonna make you eat an American burger. And then we're gonna
shit on the Donald Trump star.
And then we're gonna spit in your face. We're gonna straight up spit on you.
Oh, we'll see you next week.
Yay.
Wait, wait, hold the fuck up. We can't end the goddamn podcast yet. We still got to shout out our new patrons on Patreon. We haven't done this in a while, and we've got a ton of new ones. So if you don't hear your name this week, you're going to hear it next week. And to announce our brand new patrons, we are so thrilled. Once again, they've blown the doors off the rehab, and they've let him out again. Here he is. Cue up that CKY music. It's goddamn Bam Margera from Jackass. Bam, how are you?
Pretty fucking good. It was such a bummer when everyone figured out that I wasn't in CKY.
It was really depressing for me because I do like CKY, and y'all put well, I say y'all, your brother put together,
and he's just the drummer.
Really? Who's in that band?
I don't know. It sounds like I may need to blow some medicine up your ace.
It would really help me out at this point. Yeah, the CKY, they have one of my favorite holiday songs. It's the Santa Claus is coming to town, parentheses, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, that's on that skate video. Yeah, it's fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, it's
ran through the soda back into the Wendy's.
He said fire in the hole, I think.
Yeah, he did. We were just kids. We had everything to lose.
And what about now? How are you holding up? How are you feeling after the holidays?
I'm so broken spiritually, emotionally, and physically. My ass is destroyed.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so is my ace.
Jesus Christ, this is so unprofessional of me. Let's get straight to the names.
You're dying quicker than my friend who died. That was in poor taste.
I don't know. He died pretty quickly. I think he died at about 102 miles per hour.
It was pretty over and Ryan done.
Yeah. I'm glad you kind of gotten to the point where you could sort of laugh about your drunk friend killing himself and another person.
I feel nothing.
I think that's just living in Pennsylvania too long.
Yeah, probably.
So let's get to it, Bama. Who do we got to shout out this month on the Patreon?
The first name on this list is Adam Condra.
I believe Adam listens to us out of Alabama, actually. So
his name looks like Cobra. And that reminds me of snakes. I don't fucking like snakes.
That's right. They put you in a pit of snakes in Jackass 3, and you were
three of them crawled up my ace. We've also got Damini Damari, which is a nice name. I have nothing to say about that.
Nice, maybe a Italian name or Roman name, perhaps.
That's right. One time I fed Steve-O 3 pounds of pasta marinara into his ass. And he laughed and he pooped it out onto my face.
We actually talked about, apparently, there is a Malaysian Steve-O.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Steve-O. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, yeah. We also got Cale Evans. We got Matthew Hardaway, Dylan Sage, Hamilton Bryant.
Oh, Hamilton Bryant also listens to us down there in Mobile, Alabama. He's the goddamn Indiana Jones of Mobile. Indiana Jones also hates snakes.
Yeah, that's why I like Indiana Jones. And also one time in Mobile, I glued my dick to a surfboard. It ripped it clean off.
Why did you do that?
It was funny.
That's true.
Richard Waltemath. I don't like math.
Well, that's why you get into show business.
That's right. And skateboarding. Brian Marshall. Christian Holber. We got Jake Murphy. Murphy's Law. Which is if everything bad's going to happen is going to happen. That happened like the one time I went on rocket skates over a pit of broken glass. And wearing nothing but a bunny outfit and a tutu.
And everything went wrong.
Surprisingly, that was the high point of that year. And then finally, Gabriella.
Oh, Gabriella. Well, that's That's the list. Thank you so much to everybody who's contributed over at patreon.com/thegoodspod. $5 a month. Join the Tower of Power, and you can get great content like this past week. Friend of the show, Kyle Clark, accompanied Carter and I to the movie Cats. Have you seen Cats yet, Bam?
One time I glued 3 cats that were in heat to my chest, and they kept trying to fuck each other, and they sliced my throat open. It was badass.
What did April and Phil think?
They don't give a fuck. I paid them to keep quiet. Also, Phil's fat.
Oh, well, thank you, Bam, and thank you to everybody who's contributed to the Patreon. I'm so overwhelmed by the response that we've had from it, and also, like I said in this episode, we got new headphones, we got new chairs, thanks to y'all. We went to see Cats. We're doing big things with the Patreon money. Every cent of that goes back into the show. So thank you so much for contributing, and I think that's it. We'll see you next week.
The Goods from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter at TheGoodsPod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Smiles.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.